Hello. Hi there. How are you? Really? Hey, I'm Faye Bryant here with another daily devotion. And before I get started, let me introduce myself because some of you don't know me yet. I am Faye Bryant. I am an author, coach, and speaker who helps individuals escape the lies of the enemy and live into God's truth and help them build a better life by first feeling, dealing, and healing their way through a stuck future or an abused past toward a deeper path of purpose and into the unhackable life of their chosen legacy. I would love to help you through any of those things. So if you have more questions and more interest in my recovery or purpose or unhackable life coaching, please be sure to visit faybryant.com/coach. There you go. Oh, and listen, as I'm talking, because, I tend to talk a lot. Yeah. Okay. Be sure and leave a comment if you have something you want to say about what I'm talking about, even if this is a repeat view. Please drop those comments in because, I can answer those later on and we can continue the conversation. Love it if you do that, whatever platform you're watching on. Okay. First, we're going to look at Philippians 1:6. And I am certain that God, who began the good work within you, will continue his work until it is finally finished on the day when Christ Jesus returns. Let's talk. Do you get discouraged that you're not where you thought you would be at this point in your spiritual walk? Do you feel like you barely know anything about the scriptures or life and you're just floundering? The people at Philippi had their issues too, and Paul penned these words to them. He knew that the growing into mature believers is a work of God and that he is faithful to do just that so that on that day when Christ returns, they would be presented in full maturity. Huh? We are all in different places, believer. I've been at this a while, but before I fully surrendered to being molded by God's work in my life, I waffled a lot. I thought church attendance was the benchmark to prove I was a fully devoted disciple. Even so, I didn't get there a lot. I spent years thinking that the more church activities I was involved in, the better follower I was. Thankfully, God used those activities and my desire to be in his will to make me into the woman he created me to be. He's working on you too, believer. He's got this growth to maturity thing under control. He's going to present you on that day of Christ's return as the masterpiece he designed. I will tell you, though, sometimes the molding and maturing is going to hurt. It's going to be uncomfortable. He has to get rid of the old ways, the old thoughts, the old us, in order to develop the new us. We are made new at salvation, but that new person, must be developed. God is so good to do that over time instead of ripping us apart in that moment. Our part in this process is actually just like salvation. We have only to surrender, give up, let go of the reins, stop trying to rule your life, and let him do it. In that position of surrender, God will shape you and hone you into the masterpiece he will then show to the world for his glory. He's not finished, my friend, and therefore neither are you. Coffee, Bible, journal. We're not finished. We're not ready to be presented to Christ yet on his return. How do I know that? Because he's not here. Not yet. He could come any minute. But I know that God says that he will complete this work. He's going to continue it. He's going to complete the work in you to bring you to the maturity he has you designed for. Just in time for the return of Jesus. Ooh. That doesn't mean you get to lay around and not do anything toward becoming mature in your faith. No, that doesn't mean that he's going to wave a magic wand and make it happen. No, he expects your participation. He expects your surrender. Because it's when we surrender that we say, okay, I'm not going to be in charge. I'm going to let you do what it takes to move me into that place of mature faith. The kind of faith that doesn't falter when the wind blows. The kind of faith that doesn't change when somebody says something hateful or ugly or does something mean to us. The kind of faith that stands on a rock and doesn't waver. He is growing you toward that. And like I said, it's painful sometimes because we have to give up the beliefs that we had. We have to give up the concepts that we've lived by. We have to drop the pride that we think we're all that in a bag of donuts. Yeah. That's not easy. You know, one of the hardest things is to accept that sometimes the things that we were brought up with are not the things of God. They might have been good things. They might have been good thoughts, but they might not line up with what God has in his word. And it's hard to say, I'm going to push that aside in order to follow God, because that's what we were taught. That was our upbringing. That was, yeah. But there comes a time when we have to make that determination if we're going to follow what we knew, to follow who we know. You can do this. You can do it. I know you can. He's not done with you yet. And I believe in you. I believe in him. And he believes in you. Completely. Fully. He knows you to the very depths of your heart. He knows every thought in your mind. And he is for you. He's working on you, and he has a plan for you. And you, my friend, have not thwarted that plan. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Yeah. Let go. Let him start that work in you to build you up, to build you into the believer that he wants you to be, to do the things that he has laid out for you to do, to live in the purpose that he designed you for. He's for you. Absolutely. I thank you so much for joining me, for looking at the scriptures and seeing how we can apply it to our lives. And as I said, drop some comments. Let me know what you're thinking. If you are watching on YouTube, I would love it if you would click the button to subscribe to the channel and be sure you hit the bell so you get notifications when these go live. Until next time, I'm Faye Bryant. Have a fabulous, wonderful day. Bye.